Welcome back to the Avenue today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You know I am a realtor, and today in today's market, we have people still on the sidelines, buyers and sellers either side, not wanting to pull the trigger. And so some of them are very legitimate reasons why, but we're going to discuss those today. This just to let you know what's out there, what you may be missing out on, and only you can make the best decision for you. So thank you for coming in today to my returning viewers as well as the new viewers. Let's jump right in.
She's a go-getter, alright. What a beautiful sight. Anything she sets her mind to, she stays on it day and night. She writes the checks, she signs the deeds. She plants the fruitful seeds and still finds the time to meet all her family needs.
To be quite honest, some people are really overthinking the situation, and some people just have fears of, when to jump in, and some people just don't have the information. And so I'm here to give you the information. That being said, real estate is local. I'm in Texas, in the Austin, Central Texas area, so it is local. And so just keep that in mind. If you're in another state, it may be different what the housing market is doing there. But for buyers, one of the biggest thing right now that's keeping buyers on the sidelines is interest rates, right? The interest rates keep fluctuating right around 6%, a little up. Sometimes they come a little down, but because we were so used to the 2.5, 2.3% back when COVID was over and they were trying to stimulate the economy, we got used to that. But before then, the interest rates were anywhere between 5 and 3.5%. So this is not abnormal for it to be in this range, because before then it was like 8% interest rates were. So just to let you know, interest rates are kind of hovering where they probably need to be. Now, we all hope, realtors alike, all hope that they would come down some below the 6%. Because if they come down below 6%, more than likely there's going to be some people go ahead and start buying the houses if you can afford the house that you buy. So one thing about interest rates, they change. So if you can't afford to get in the house that you want while the prices are low, because one thing about the interest rates, once they drop down and people start buying, the housing prices are going to go up. So really, you guys, there is no perfect timing. It's perfect preparation. If you are ready to purchase at the time and find something that you really, really like to buy, go ahead and buy it if you can afford it. Now, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Even as a realtor, I'm telling you, don't buy it if you can't afford it, because one day the interest rates probably will drop and then you can refinance. But don't count on anything that you cannot afford. But interest rates are one of the biggest things right now that's keeping buyers on the sidelines. Next up, the second reason that buyers are still staying on the sideline is they think, what if I make a bad decision? What if the market changes suddenly? Am I overpaying? These are kind of questions that come up for buyers because they don't want to make a mistake on purchasing the biggest asset of their lives. So they want to make sure they get it right. The best thing you can do in getting it right, and let me come closer, the best thing you can do in getting this right is to find a realtor to help you. We can run comps. We can tell you what's out there. We can tell you what the good deals are. We can tell you what's not such a good deal. We can tell you, kind of help you direct you toward what offer to make, what to put down that you would be willing to do this and that. And depending on if it's a buyer or seller's market, we can guide you in those type of situations. So we can also introduce you to new home builders who may have a better deal than a resale that's sitting on the market. So those are things that we can actually help you with, but just staying at home and thinking, trying to do a little research yourself and not knowing whether or not it's a good deal or bad deal and just staying in frozen mode or paralyzed mode because you don't know what to do is not the right thing to do. Talk to a realtor. You don't have to buy. Talk to them, see what's out there. If the timing is not right for you, then don't buy. But at least you will know for yourself and you won't miss out on something that could be yours. Now, this next one for buyers is probably the largest one that keeps them from buying. It is being financially prepared to purchase a home. Sometimes your credit score is not where it needs to be, right? So That's something you need to work on. That's something that you can get with the realtor on, share that. They can get you with a lender, and then they can help you bring the credit score up to where it needs to be to get you the best rates, and so that you won't have to pay these extra fees because your credit score is not where it needs to be. Next up is down payment. Some people have the credit score where it needs to be, but they have not saved enough money to have a down payment for a house. In most cases, you will need a down payment. There are certain cases that you may not need a down payment, such as VA loans or USDA loans. You may not need a huge down payment, but for conventional or FHA loans, you may need 3.5%, you may need 5%, you may need 10%. In some cases, you may need 20%. So if this is the case, you have to start socking away money so that you can have it available when it comes time to purchase that home that you want to purchase. So it's very critical that we don't believe that we're going to buy a house without bringing something to the table. Even in the case where you don't have to bring much to the table, when you get in the house, you're going to need to turn on the utilities. You're going to need to start up some things. You may need to put window treatment in. You may want to replace carpet with wood floors. You may want to do any kind of thing. You may need to buy a washer and dryer. You may need to buy a refrigerator. It just depends. So there's going to take money to move into the house, right? So don't think that you're going to buy a house with no money down and never have to put any money to move into it. There are some costs, some expenses into purchasing a home and getting in there, moving in, the moving cost. There's stuff like that. So just know that you're going to have to save some money. So go ahead, if you want to buy a house, get into the saving mode of saving money, and you can talk to a realtor and find out, which area you want to be in, how much those houses cost. Talk to a lender to see how much you qualify for, see how much money you will need. Is it going to be 3.5% or is it going to be 10%? Get all this information together so when your house comes up and you're ready to purchase it with the money that you have. One other thing, as far as finances are concerned too, is your debt to income ratio. Sometimes you have more debt than you have income coming in that they need for you to qualify for the house. In the 35 to 38% is probably a good range to start in. If you go any higher than that, you may be able to get a loan, but you may have to pay certain fees or a higher interest rate for that because it shows that the risk is higher. So all these cars and all these credit card payments, all of that will work against you when it comes to purchasing a home. So it may be a case where you need to pay down some of this debt, pay off some of this debt, so your debt to income ratio will come out where you will be fine. And when you find that perfect house, you can purchase it without any problems in the financial area. Do me a favor before you purchase a house or even sell a house. Hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information I'm bringing to you. As a realtor, I love talking about this stuff. It makes sense. I've serviced so many people, so I know where their mind is. And sometimes it makes sense to hold off, but sometimes it makes sense when you find something you like, if you're prepared to go ahead and purchase it. Now let's move along to the sellers, and that's a different breed. You have a house, you have a property that you've lived in for a while. You may have built up equity in that property, and now you're thinking about selling, but you don't know if you want to sell or not. These are more emotional times because maybe you've grown up with your children, you have memories in that, and you have an emotional attachment to that house. One of the spouses may, or if you're single, you may have emotional attachment to the house. So you just don't want to let it go. You can walk around the rooms and think about the good times and that type of thing. It could be something that's kind of paid down enough where you can afford it, you're comfortable, and you're just wanting to stay there. You may not want to sell, but if you go out and you see newer houses, things that are more better energy, you can get lower monthly bills on houses. Maybe some features, some automated features in the house that you didn't know there was out there. You go out and you see a model home and you're like, you know what, this is the right size. This is what I like. But then you still have that emotional attachment to your other home. Those are something that we can sit down with you as a realtor, sort things out, make a list of the good things, make a list of the things that you want. And if you want to remain there, fine, get the things fixed in your house that you want to remain there, or upgrade in your house that you want to remain there and be comfortable there. But if you want to move, now may be the time to make that move. The last thing with sellers, if you're living comfortably in your home, it may be a little overwhelming to know that, oh, I need to make all these repairs, moving between this house and another house. Do I sell this one first before purchasing another house? I need the money from this one in order to get another house. And then I don't want to live in something between while they build another house, or even in the move-in time, do I lease it back before moving to something else? It's all these questions that you may have about moving from one home to the next home, knowing that you need the money from that home in order to move to the next home. And then, of course, the interest rate also comes up if you don't have enough money to totally pull out of your paid off home to purchase the new home. In most cases, people are pulling the money out of their paid off home, purchasing the new home because they're downsizing or right sizing, I would say, and they're having money left over. So they may not have the interest rate decision that some people may have. But it can become complicated because before you put your house on the market, you know the things that need to be repaired in the house. And so you're going to have to spend some money repairing those items, what you want to fix up if you want to get the most that you can for that home. Now, if you sell it as is, you won't get the most you can for the home, but some other family will move in and do the things that they want to do or that they need to do for the home. A good thing to do is to get with the realtor once again, because you can scout the homes in your area that's been renovated, that's on the market for sale, to see what they look like inside, so you can see what your competition is so that you will know what you need to do with your home. And if there's new builds in your area, you can also look at those houses to see, okay, what are they putting it in so that your house can be as appealing as the new home. So there's competition out there that a realtor can actually help you get in and see what you may need to do. So to make it a little less complicated. So it's not as complicated as sometimes you just confused because you don't know what you need to do. But if you get with your local realtor, they can help you with exactly what you need to do to get your home where you want it to be, to get the most money for it. And then they can also help you navigate the move between selling your house, purchasing a new home. Because if you got to build a house, and it's going to take 6-9 months to build, you have some time to get those repairs done after you go up under contract with the home that you're going to buy. Get the repairs done, put your house on the market, get it sold before you move to the new home. And also, moving to a new home, you can go up under contract as a contingency, which means you have a house to sell before you can purchase that new home. Okay, so these are some things that a realtor can actually help you with, make things a lot easier for you, and so it won't be as complicated as you think it may be. Sometimes real estate is a little complicated, but that's why you have professionals out there that do this on a daily basis that will keep you where you need to be. Make sure you hit all the timelines that you need to hit in order to make this a smooth and successful transaction. You will love the fact that you got a realtor that's very competent in what they're doing, very professional, and will help you through this process. Okay, so those are some of the reasons where sellers just a little reluctant to sell. Now, let's talk about perfect timing, you all, because I mentioned before that there is no perfect time. When the perfect time is when you're ready financially, when you're ready mentally, when you're ready physically to go ahead and make that move. Nobody's forcing you to make a move if you don't want to, but you don't want to miss an opportunity if it's out there for you to make your move from house to house to house. And when, as far as the interest rates are concerned, when interest rates drop, just like the law of supply and demand, when interest rates drop, people will come off the sidelines and start buying. When the housing market, when people start buying houses, the prices will go up. Whatever price they are right now, I've seen houses go up from week to week, $10,000 at a time, because they have so many people coming off the sidelines and actually purchasing houses. Right now, you can make great deals, at least in the Austin area. You can make great deals with houses that are sitting there, new builds that are sitting there on the market, not moving right now. You can make all kinds of deals with them financially and everything else. I've seen some willing to repaint walls for people just to get the house sold. So Don't sleep on this. This may be your best opportunity to get the house you want the way you want it. And then when the interest rates drop sometime in the future, you can refinance, and maybe refinance instead of 30 years for 15 years and keep that same payment since you're used to paying that. So keep all of this in mind when you're looking at buying or selling houses. But those are some of the reasons which I totally understand why people are not purchasing or not selling right now. But if your time comes, let me know if you're in the Austin area. Even if you're not in the Austin area, I have connections all over the United States. Let me know and I'll be able to help you. And with that, I will see you in the next video.
Go Adrienne. Humble, go get a bless. Let's go.